In life, we start over. We find new friends, we get new jobs, we start new businesses, we change our degrees. None of that's ever comfortable. Personally, I've been a theater kid and I've been an athlete. I've run clothing companies, I've been a part of sales organizations, and now I work in the music industry. I tried 4 different degrees before I landed on the one I got my bachelor's in, and now I'm in master school for something completely different. And every single one of those experiences was uncomfortable at one point in time or another. The fact of the matter is that every single one of those opportunities, every single one of those changes led me to be where I am right now. And that's the most at home and the most comfortable with my skill set and my daily routine that I've ever been. I want to talk a little bit about what I've learned throughout those processes and how I've gone about really taking full advantage of those new things. First off, in order to take full advantage of those situations, you really have to let yourself be engulfed by them. What I mean by that is there's no point in half-assing it. Even if it's not something that you see yourself doing long term, this is an opportunity for you to learn about yourself. You can learn about what job tasks you enjoy doing, what environments you thrive in, the people that you get along with. These are all worthwhile skills and worthwhile lessons that you can take with you for the rest of your life. In an ideal world, these are lessons that you take with you into your next job, into your next friend group, into your next degree, whatever it is. These are all lessons that are valuable for your next step. And that's the point here. If you don't put yourself in a position to be fully engulfed by it, then you're not learning the lessons that you should be learning. You're not giving yourself that opportunity to take everything that you can from this new situation. The next one is pretty self-explanatory, but I feel like people still don't do it, right? And it's because it's uncomfortable in its own. Even without being in a new role or a new position or a new situation, it's uncomfortable. And that's asking questions. It's hard for us to put ourselves in a position to feel like we have to lean on someone else sometimes. It's just generally hard to get to know new people sometimes too, especially when you're in a situation where everyone is new. For example, working on a sales floor. My first time on a real sales floor, I felt a little bit intimidated, especially lunchtime comes around and there's no difference from those first few days in elementary school where you're nervous about where you're going to sit, or your first few days at a new school where you're nervous about, who am I going to meet? Who's going to embrace me? Who am I going to be able to hang out with? And those are all natural fears, but asking questions is probably one of the most efficient ways to learn about your role and to figure out who you can lean on in times of need in that new role. I think the goal here is to find someone that you really can build a relationship with. Don't be afraid to build relationships with the people that you're working with. You're spending 40, 50, 60 hours a week there sometimes, and these are people that you're going to have to ask questions of in the future one way or another. Doing all of those things, asking those questions, is going to put you in a position to feel better in the transition. It's going to help you transition into that new role more swiftly, and it's going to put you in a place where you can focus on being as efficient and as productive as possible in that new role. Now, on the flip side of that coin, you have to control your expectations of the situation. Not everything's going to come to us quickly. I know some of us are quick learners and we feel like everything should just come to us quickly, but that's not always going to happen. But you have to control the expectations that you have of yourself and of the role. I say that because I've been put in positions in the past where I might have applied for a job that had itself described in one way, and that's not at all what the role turned out to be. You might end up disappointed by the fact that it's not what you thought it was. It turns out to be a completely different situation, and that's okay. At the end of the day, managing your expectations is all just a part of the game. So don't beat yourself up about feeling behind the curve or feeling like you don't fully understand what's going on or what you're supposed to be doing yet, because that's fully normal. Control your expectations. Last, and I think most importantly, especially for those younger viewers out there, don't feel bad for realizing that something isn't for you. Look, I know that we all want to feel like we found our thing. I know that we all want to feel like we found the place that we fit in and we found the thing that we want to do forever, and we just want to have those things set. There's a certain level of comfort that comes with knowing that those are your things. That's what you do. These are your people. But looking down on yourself for realizing that this may not be it and that you might have to start over again is just going to set you back. The whole point of being engulfed by what you're doing and really learning everything about it is so that you can learn about yourself and move on to something bigger and better, something more fitting for you, something that feels more natural. You might go through 10 different friend groups and jobs and hobbies before you figure out what's really for you, what feels the best to you, and what's most natural to you. Don't rob yourself of the opportunity to feel fulfilled by the things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis just because you don't want to disappoint someone, or your friend got you the job and you don't want to disappoint them. If it's not for you, it's not for you. You come to a point where you feel like it's not for you, then you need to move on. Now, I have a little bit of a caveat to that. At least give yourself the chance to really get involved, right? So don't do it 30 days in. Give yourself 6 months. You know, if it's a job or a new career or a new hobby or something like that. Sometimes the joy of things and the fulfillment of different things comes when you have a better understanding of what they are. And on the flip side of that coin, sometimes you really learn that you don't like something after those 6 months. It really settles in for you and it's easy to make the decision at that point. Don't jump the gun on this. Get yourself fully involved. Engulf yourself with the process. Engulf yourself with everything that you're learning. Give yourself a fair chance to like it, and give yourself a fair chance to understand why you don't like it before you move on. Despite the fact that you may not end up there forever and you may end up changing your decisions, there's a reason. You're learning about yourself. You're understanding what positions you need to put yourself in to be most successful. And if you're not putting yourself in a position to overcome the discomfort of new situations, you're just going to prolong that process. At the end of the day, I think all of us really do want to feel fulfilled by the work that we're doing and fulfilled by the friends that we surround ourselves by. I think it's important for us. I think it's what makes life at the end of the day. So don't skimp out on these new opportunities. Don't skimp out on the new things that come into your life. Give yourself a chance to love them or hate them and act accordingly. If you love it, spend more time doing it. If you hate it, leave. Go find something else that you like. Go find a new friend group. Go find a new hobby. Go find a new job. I think you'll be surprised by how many new opportunities open up to you just by really being involved with what you're doing right now and being really present with what's going on right now. Let me know what other strategies you guys use to get comfortable in new situations down in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like if the video is helpful to you, and don't forget, always put in that extra effort, and we'll see you guys in the next one.